Kahalau Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Basham Rakakadash, the witness to the apostles at Great Millstone. Salute to you, brothers, teaching the word in sincerity and in truth. I'm gonna go into this one here, and this is just we've done videos on this before. It's a movie called Metropolis. I always say Metropolis. I think it's German, and it was this movie was I'm not gonna put it. It's 1927. Now, when I pulled it up before, there was a point in the film, yeah, where pretty much you had the beast, a woman sitting on a beast that come out of the the risen out of the abyss. So there's a lot of symbolism in this film showing you that these higher ups know they're the wicked, and they were striving for a new world order from the start, because in this film you see things like a tower of Babel, and someone worshipping it, and the people getting herded like cattle, like basically robot drone slaves. You know what? Let's play it, because we got it right here. Let's play it, and I'll bring out the scripture. By the way, it never had no sound. The movie. Like you have words and like people speaking. Oh, did you notice the pentagram? Right now, look, so this shows you what it's just an upside down pentagram. Now, I believe this is where that's a let's try. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. Okay, you got a robot. Which you got all that going on right now. Look at this. People worshipping a woman on the beast. It's right here. The beast with 7 heads and 10 horns. You can't make this stuff up. So, which is all Bible prophecy. Let's check it. Let me check this quickly. I'm gonna touch on that. No, it's not what I'm looking for. Fritz Lang, director, and it was from a book written by this woman called Fear, or whatever her name was. Plot of vast future cities divided between this proletariat who slave at the machines in the city's depths. This technology ruling over the people. Now he's showing the beast. Look at that, man. Now what I want to do, because I'll come back to that. The pentagram. Do you know what I'm gonna do? Because I'm gonna end up. Let's do this. Check this. Okay, we all know this one. Baphomet. We all know what Baphomet is, right? What does Baphomet have? One of these pentagrams, right? And they like to show it upside down. See all there, so that's witchcraft, right? I can show more examples, but let's keep it. And these movies are about the elites ruling over the people at the bottom, right? So that's supposed to represent the Tower of Babel in Genesis. You know, but it just shows you that they come in that spirit. Let me get that right quick, because that's what they show when every time they mention the like the Tower of Babel, they always show that um, Tower of Babel that you get back then in Genesis. It was just there. But let me do this. I'll just read it right quick. It says universal language, Babel, confusion, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east, and that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, "Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly." And they had brick for stone, and slime they had for mortar, right? And they said, "Go to, let us build a city and tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth." And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, "Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do. Now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do." And you can call this an ancient world, new world order, if you will. And there was a few people trying to bring people into one. Go to, let us go down, and they confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from hence upon the face of the whole earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound their language of all the earth. And from thence did the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai scatter them abroad from the face of the whole earth. So they be pretty much say, okay, well, what we're gonna do is worship this tower and and embrace it. Okay. And that's what they do with all the other ancient kingdoms, whether it be Egypt, whether it be Babylon, and just different kingdoms. They take on that spirit. Let's show that. Let's do this. Like if you put it in. Now Esau, through his technology, is trying to do that same thing. See, he's right there. He's trying to and have actually got buildings. I think one of the EU building, Parliament Strasbourg, they've made it to look like what they are saying is the Tower of Babel in the book of Genesis 11. So it's all in there. And but this was made in 1927. So these devils, these Illuminati and all that, they know about the Bible. They're aware of the Bible. They know who they are. They know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not a coincidence, man. The scriptures says there's a Sodom in Egypt, and you know, let me do this quickly. Gotta always put America in it because America's gonna come up anyway. Because America is Babylon. It's that woman sitting on the beast anyway. Um, America is Babylon. The modern day Babylon. You know that you had the Syrians and Babylonians, right? Same. Let's check this. So the Washington Monument is a obelisk from Egypt. It's also Rome. Let's go back here. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they always show that in these films. It's just so-called blacks. I don't know where they're from. I don't know if they're Hamites. I don't know what they've used for the film, but the so-called blacks is slaves holding up the cauldron or whatever the pit. So basically, they're showing you that they're conquering Jake and the over Jake. You can't make this up, man. That mouth thing I've seen before, it looked like a bit like that concert. So this we just seen with the bees coming out. I had a better clip of it, but this is the best one I can get right now. Let's do this. Alright, let's see how far I can. Alright, that's alright. So let's read the scripture. Like I said, I had a better one. You could see the whole thing, but I can't really find nothing right now. Let's get Revelations 13. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea. These beasts represent kingdoms, all right? So that's how you got to be able to. When you're reading the Bible, you got to be able to break things down the right way. Like and the Spirit's got to be with you to be able to do that. You got these morons running around talking about, oh, this means, you know what this don't mean. You even got the Spirit is not dealing with you, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you're talking about. It's these scoffers I'm talking. They don't know what they're going on about. All right, it says, so you just how would you get to understand it through the Spirit? And that's how the prophets got a lot of things through the Spirit, man. So you like you morons out there, you full of shit. Talking about this scholar and this guy and because these people are reading things. They ain't got the Spirit. They don't know what they're talking about, man. It says having 7 heads and 10 horns. Because these same people go, well, Rome is is Babylon the Great, which is just it just doesn't make no sense. What was it? What was it? Chris Eubank and the guy asked him the question. The geezer asked him the question. It was Chris Eubank senior, and he said, "Well, that," he said something like, "That isn't a good question." He said it in his way, in his words. The guy went, "Why?" He went, "Because it isn't." And the geezer, I think he asked him again or something like that. You can find the clip the proper way it went, and he went, "Because it just isn't." Revelation 1 and 13 and 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Let me do this. Oh, let me do this. So I've read that. Let's go to this. Because it's showing you that Revelation 17 and 1. And they came out of the 7. There came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and taught with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit of the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-coloured beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet colour, and decked with gold, precious stones, and pearls, and having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations, and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was the name written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And these devils worship that. They actually embrace the fact that they're Mystery Babylon, which Babylon is America and all that. And the 7 heads and 10 horns. You got the different countries that, like NATO, and then you've also got the different kingdoms that Esau had or set up his all his kingdoms and shit. So you get America sitting on top of all of that, because that's the last leg of his kingdom. Um, they used to say the greatest country in the world, but they don't say it anymore because it's falling, and isn't it? So that's where we're at with that. Let's do this. I wanted to just prove something here. In the occult system of Falma created by Alistair Crowley, Babylon, where you get that from the scriptures, is a central goddess figure often referred to as a scarlet woman, great mother, or mother of abomination. That's from the scriptures. She's a reinterpretation of the biblical figure of the whore of Babylon. So why are they used in the scriptures, man? See, the scriptures condemns everything that they're doing. You know, a lot of these individuals are obsessed with the script because they know it's the truth. You can't get away from the Bible. It makes people feel. It condemns people. It makes people feel unclean. You know, they get messed up. You know, he says to cut into this discerner of the thoughts and all that. So, Mystery Babylon is America, right? So, let's see what they say. They're gonna say it. Well, they're obviously not gonna say it, but they're gonna go into all sorts, and that's why you need the prophets to break it down. Christian eschatology. Let's do this rule. I just want to see if but that's mainly focusing on this Crowley cat anyway. But I just wanted to show you that they embrace that, and that's obviously everyone knows who this dude is. I don't know if everyone knows who he is, but probably not. He's a top warlock, or he's just a warlock. Okay, you got warlocks over him. Like he ain't like you know what I'm saying. He's just like I don't know what you could say, because there's there's Masons that didn't really like his methods. You know what I'm saying? But he's one of them warlocks that he went for it on the left. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much that's just one reference to Babylon from the warlocks. Let me see. Let me put in Albert Pike. He'll have some. So that's my point when I'm showing these warlocks, man. Okay, there's nothing really coming up. So it's nothing spelled right. Yeah, I don't think there's anything coming up anyway. Let's do this. So you get the gist anyway. The beast for 7 heads and 10 horns, and the woman that sat on the beast is in this film. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. I was gonna make it shorter than this. Um, you know what? Let's see. Let's read 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and the blood of the martyrs of Yahweh Shai. So this system literally kills the children of Israel, and the prophets and the believers, it definitely comes against them. just as they're gonna come against us now in this time. You warlocks, we were aware of what's happening. So that's just the way it works. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. So and even it's a glorious kingdom, isn't it? In wickedness, I don't know what else words, but pretty much people worship this beast. People worship this system. You know, every time you get up, you see it. The civilians, the masses of the people, which America's the greatest melting pot, biggest melting pot, or the greatest on the planet. Just all nations, they're great. The war says the peoples, and just worshiping and enjoying that system. Obviously, things are turning around now. You know, curses on Babylon. We would have healed her and all of that. Um, all of that stuff's going down. Um, so we're seeing that as well. Go back here. Let me do this. I remember images was alright. Okay, so now let's see, because occult symbolism of that movie. I could type that in and see what comes up. So they had them. Don't know they're supposed to be under that, but they had them jakes there before that. Look at that. So that's something right there. I have to look into that. Is that supposed to represent the prophets or something? I don't know. I'm gonna close it out here. I think man, I was gonna make this video like a 3 minute video. So I think the first a couple of the ones I did on it before were shorter, but then I did longer ones actually. So it just depends on the spirit. But I mean, you can use this and do a breakdown of Revelation 13 or which are or whatever's actually watching Pastor Ramla breaking down that the other day. Because we go back over stuff. You know what I'm saying? All right, with that, I'm going to say Shalom.